Well, hello my friends, here I am, today with something very different. Well, very different from the last piece I just did, because of the wood. I have a good size chunk, heavy, of golden trumpet. One of my woods that's been going on the lathe quite a bit recently. This is still from the tree that came down with Hurricane Irma. And we're going to mount it on the lathe on a different orientation to show you the effect that you can get if you don't follow up the conventional method of doing. With this particular type of turning, I guess the important thing to start off with is a log. It can be much smaller than this, but whatever the diameter is of the log, cut it to about the same height. Well, it doesn't have to be exact, but try maintaining it proportionally equal in height and width. This one happens to be about 11 inches diameter, 11 inches in height. So hopefully I can fit this in the way that I want, because this piece is rather large, and what I'm going to be doing is setting up in a completely different orientation, and you will see that. It's going to sit kitty corner on the lathe. Mounting will be the same traditional way that I always use. Spur drive. The difference is that I'm going to be mounting it bottom corner on this side. Let me see if I can get you in there. So bottom corner and the life center on the top corner on the opposite end. Now, because this bark is very, very spongy, the spur drive will just bury itself in. What I want to do is I want to create a slightly flat spot here and a flat spot here to give me an assist on mounting this. So by doing this, it gives me a little bit where my spur drive can be in there and my life center can be on this side. Whichever one I put up, it really doesn't matter. So get this ready over here. Bring my life center close. And balance it off. And you can see how soft this stuff is. Literally, my life center is burying itself up on this wood. Now, if you haven't called me crazy before, you will now. But the end results will show as to why I would do something like this. And speed, it's going to go very slow. 300 RPMs on this to get it started. That's good. No fast movements on this because the wood is very soft. It will come off. If it does come off, it's really not in danger. I'm not in any danger. It will just fall. Just gotta stay out of the way because of my toes. After all, this is a very heavy piece. This probably weighs 15-20 pounds with all the moisture that's in it. This is going to take me a while. Just go slow and you'll get there. Okay, at this point I decide what do I want to make with this, and what I'm seeing here is I'm probably going to just make a bowl just the way you see it right here. A bark half and the other end just barely showing bark. So or I could complete it by going all the way around and just having the pit work here and the opposite side over here. So I'll play with it for a little bit longer and see what's developing out of this. So I have this tenon here, which is good enough to get started with my 100mm jaws and continue this. Okay, so I got a little bit of cleaning up to do on this, but I'm going to take off a good amount on this or decide on something completely different. Initially, I wanted to create something that came up over the top and just a ball shaped and just focus on the pit. But looking at this beautiful piece of wood and how it's fallen off with the bark, this is where I decide I'm going in a different path. Huh?
Basically.
Well, it's beginning to look like something, but this wood is unbelievable. No way to cut. It doesn't matter whether if I do a push cut, pull cut, shear scrape, no shear scrape, this edge along here. Where it goes along on side grain is not bad, but as soon as I get to the end, that's it. It's a total fuzz. Get it fairly clean here and everything is flapped over. Amazing. Well, I still have not decided what this bowl wants to be. I don't know if I want to go inside from the middle, which is most likely the direction I'm going to lean towards, and see, and keep this foot base on here. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit and see what I keep making out of this. Time to touch some of this up so I can clean it up a little bit, and it can be drying up as I'm doing the other side. So this is the reason why I torch this wood. It's not for a specific look, although it does enhance it, but it's to get rid of these fuzzies. Okay, I'm gonna leave that like that for a little bit and work on this bottom. The tenon, that looks a little bit big to me. That passes. Okay, I don't like the fact that I got bark here and then no bark here. So I'm going to take off the swing completely and just work off the whole piece. And if there's a little bit of bark inclusion, just a marking of bark, that doesn't bother me, but this does. very bland, but gives me some really, really beautiful patterns. And this can only be achieved by the orientation that was created on a piece. Basically, the rings are going out this way, then they twist. It just gives you amazing results by orienting the piece different than what we normally oriented. I have a pit right here and a pit down at the bottom back here. So the pit is going at a 45 diagonal. So we got the growth rings from here, we got the growth rings from here, and then it starts working with the outside of the wood grain. Now, now, as soon as I start enhancing this with the Yorkshire grit and sanding it, that will pop all up. Sometimes these little things just make a huge difference on our final piece.